And hello there. Let's keep the week rolling just right. The right mix of news and conversations. Whether you're catching us online or on TV, hop on, join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. Thank God it's Friday, finally. I'm Asis-Carilo. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to
Beautiful Day. It is the start of most people's weekends, but then Anne works on Saturdays and Sundays, so wala siyang weekend. Later
Grabe
on.
ka naman mag-point out, no?
Tama ba ako?
Oh, yes, tama.
Okay,
yeah.
so...
But I still, celebrate pag Friday na. Kasi ibig sabihin bukas, I don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. Ang hirap kaya gumising ng 4 a.m. Monday to Friday. Di ba, guys? If you wake up, if your alarm is set ng 4, di ba, umuoo yung mga cameramen. Oh, see? Ang ating crew. Ang hirap gumising ng 4 a.m. Try doing that 7 days a week. So the Saturday-Sunday break is really a blessing. So there, yay! Friday, finally!
So today on today's show, we're gonna have health matters. We're gonna have a pharmacist, Lorenzo Javier, coming in to really take on and tackle the rise of antimicrobial resistance. So what does that mean? Sa totoo lang, I don't know. Kaya we're gonna find out together.
Actually, I have pretty much have an idea of what this means. Kasi minsan anong tawag doon? Yung self-medicate tayo.
Hindi.
So pag merong infection, minsan bibili ka na agad ng antibiotics. So your body ngayon nasasanay with these antibiotics. So pagka may times na kailangan na talaga labanan ng resistance mo yung disease, then sometimes it doesn't work. So yan, we will be talking about that later on, which is very timely because we are also celebrating World Antimicrobial Awareness Month this month. Because our viewers might be wondering, why are you talking about this topic? Because it is World Antimicrobial Awareness Month for November.
Yes.
Yes.
So, of course, we're gonna find out more about that and kung tama si ano hindi.
Tama ako.
So, we're gonna find out. We're really gonna find out. But later on, we have, I think, a very interesting topic sa Weather HQ also. We're gonna be talking to a member of the Save the Sierra Madre Network Alliance, Mr. Conrado Vargas, the Executive Director. And again, Sierra Madre always makes the headlines when it comes to mga storms, typhoons. There have been a few mythbusters out there also explaining what the effects truly are of Sierra Madre. But I think the most important thing is that regardless of whether or not the myths are true, it's still an important part of Philippine ecology, especially in Luzon. So we're going to find out more about that. And of course, the efforts made to ensure that it stays green and strong for the Philippines. But of course, we have a lot more music today as well.
Yes, we got Day Mix happening later with katutubong diva Bayang Barrios. You know what? She has been in the music industry for 37 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Ka-age
My
mo?
goodness. Baka. Later,
Actually,
we'll have an interesting chat with her. But yeah, she will ask about her secret sauce.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to the longevity of her music career. But yeah, so join us later. We are live, by the way, on Facebook and on YouTube. The link is right there at the bottom of your screens, BNCPHL, whether on FB or YouTube. You can like, comment, share, subscribe, and leave us your messages on the comment sections, which I always check. So questions, messages, shout-outs, they're all welcome right here. So join us for the next hour and a half. We will be having the headlines later.
Yes.
A lot of things to talk about, as always, but first we check the situation in major roads at this hour, guys. So if you're just about to leave your homes, here is what to expect on the roads. Let's take a look at EDSA Orense in Makati. Left side of your screens, you're seeing vehicles heading to Pasay City. Light traffic on that area. Wow, surprisingly. On the right side are vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. Light traffic there as well. Now this time, let's take a look at EDSA White Plains. Left side of your screens, those are the vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. Moderate traffic already building up on that stretch. Opposite lane, no problem yet as of this hour. Those are the vehicles heading to Gobao on the right side of your screens. Everything green and go. Now heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It is a Friday. So vehicles with license plates ending in 9 and 0 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And what will the weather be like this Friday? Let's find out from Paolo as he gives us today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao.
Thank you so much, Anne. The country is still under the influence of 4 weather systems that are shaping the conditions we have today. First off, in the northern part of the country, let's take a look at the northeast monsoon. Now, it is bringing cooler winds to the northern and western sections of northern Luzon. Now, at the same time, a shear line is forming where warm and cold air masses meet. Now, this affects eastern northern Luzon and it extends rather down to central Luzon. The Intertropical Convergence Zone, or the ITCZ, continues to affect Palawan and the various parts of Mindanao, while the easterlies are still pushing warm and moist air across the rest of the country. Now, over in northern Luzon, the northeast monsoon will keep Batanes and the Ilocos region under cloudy skies with the occasional rain. As you can see over here from Basco, Babuyan Islands, and Cabagao, the temperatures here ranging from 26 to 23 degrees Celsius, 23 being the low and 26 being the high. Now, the shear line is also in effect. Now, that will affect Car, Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, Quirino, and Aurora. Now, this will bring showers and isolated thunderstorms as well. Residents in these areas, particularly in Apayao, Cagayan, Quirino, and Nueva Vizcaya, are advised to be alert for the possible flash floods or landslides. Now, this due to moderate to heavy rainfall. Now, over in Aurora and Quezon, rainy weather is expected mainly due to the easterlies. The warm and humid winds will also bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated afternoon or evening showers or even thunderstorms across other parts of northern and central Luzon. Weather conditions here, as you can see on the screen, Baguio a bit wet here with a low of 17 degrees Celsius, very cool in that particular area as per usual. Then over here in Tagaytay, 21 degrees, again particularly cool in this area in general. Now, let's go down to the Visayas. Residents can expect a break from heavy rains with partly cloudy skies throughout the day. However, isolated light showers may still occur, mainly in the afternoon or in the evening. As you can see here, a bit of rainy weather in the eastern part of Visayas, but cloudy weather over in Cebu City and over in Bacolod, 25 degrees Celsius being the low here in Bacolod and 26 here in Cebu. Now, in Palawan and parts of Mindanao, including Caraga, Northern Mindanao, Davao Region, and Soxargen, the ITCZ will continue to bring cloudy skies with scattered thunderstorms. The rest of Mindanao will experience partly cloudy skies with isolated rain showers and thunderstorms and possible through the afternoon and in the evening. As you can see here, Davao, Siargao, Marawi, and General Santos all experiencing wet weather, while as you move on over to the west side here, Zamboanga and Bongao in particular will experience cloudy weather, not as much rain as we see everywhere else. Now, for our sea conditions, a gale warning continues to be in effect over the northern and western seaboards of northern Luzon. Now, this is still due to the strong to gale force winds associated with the northeast monsoon that are causing rough to very rough seas, with waves potentially reaching up to 4.5 meters. For safety, fishermen and operators of small boats are advised to remain ashore and avoid navigating these waters. In other parts of the country, no gale warning is in effect, and seas are expected to be light to moderate, generally safe for most marine activities. That is it from Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you, Pao. Now on to our top stories this morning. No such thing as a caretaker in the Constitution. That was the response of constitutional law expert attorney Domingo Cayosa as news comes out of business elites allegedly planning a government reset and appointing Ramon S. Ang as a caretaker until the next elections.
Yung linuluto nila na yung civilian military junta, illegal ho yan. Hindi lamang labag sa ating konstitusyon, kundi labag din ho yan sa mga criminal laws natin sa revised penal code.
On BNC's agenda, Cayosa said he understands the desperation, but taking such actions will only worsen the country's troubles.
Government is functioning. Of course, there are terrible scandals at napakalaking issue itong corruption, very pervasive, but still rule of law unfolds. Meron naman ng ombudsman, may mga korte. So yun dapat ang ating tutukan rather than break the Constitution, disregard it at magkanya-kanya. Mas magulo ho yan because everybody will go for a power grab.
Ultra-billionaryo Ang has since turned down the idea, saying he has no intentions of entering politics. So, maintindihan mo kasi frustrated na yung taong bayan, no? And even the business sector is also feeling that frustration, impatience, na parang walang nangyayari dito sa kaso ng flood control scandal, corruption cases in the government. And but we see here, according to this constitutional law expert, Attorney Domingo Cayosa, na hindi nga constitutional ang civilian military junta. And actually kagabi, I also heard yung take ni Congressman Chel Jokno on this matter, and sinabi din niya, he pointed out some good angles here, na mas mainam talaga to follow the legal process, no shortcuts, kasi shortcuts can lead to power vacuum, talagang ayan, power grabbing, kumbaga, as mentioned by Attorney Cayosa. So there, and also Ultra-billionaryo Ramon S. Ang also said na thanks but no thanks. He is not planning to enter politics.
Again, this is just allegations, as we had to mention a while ago. These are allegedly planning a government reset. But at the same time, I think it's no argument that it is unconstitutional. I don't think there was any push to say that, oh, it's a legal thing. But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen without any particular big changes so that need to happen. I mean, like, if this is going to push through, and or at least without resistance as well. So at the same time, unconstitutional for sure. And let's see if this develops even further, but I strongly doubt that, especially with Ramon Ang, Ultra-billionaryo Ramon Ang, mentioning that he has no interest.
Yes.
And I honestly, genuinely feel that, considering that he hasn't entered throughout his entire career.
Yeah.
So,
Never.
of course, moving on here, a bit of a flashback for a lot of people, because dismissed Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo has been sentenced to life in prison. The Pasig City Regional Trial Court has found Guo and 7 co-accused as guilty beyond reasonable doubt for qualified human trafficking in conjunction with illegal offshore gaming operations.
What we thought before as parang imposible, ngayon napatunayan natin that sa pagkakaisa ng bawat ahensya, pagtutulungan, and with all the dedication and sincerity, nothing is impossible.
The court has also offered the forfeiture of 7-hectare Baofu compound, which served as their base of operations, in which several government agencies have expressed interest.
First time din na nag-convict ang court ng organizing under Section 4L and forfeiture of the entire Baofu compound, dahil po ito yung ginamit para po makakommit ng human trafficking.
Well, of course, taking a look at this, reminder lang po, the Alice Guo situation happened.
Yeah.
Alam ko, we were probably out of sight, out of mind when it comes to the Alice Guo situation. But I think people will be happy to know that there has been already the charges meted out, and of course
Lifetime sentence ito.
lifetime sentence.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm not quite sure if there is any appeal that could happen.
And
but
kung pwede pang mag-appeal.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that is possible. But then, based on what we've seen so far, it's also big news that yung forfeiture of the 7-hectare Baofu compound is also there. And if a government agency will be able to take it, napaka-historic naman yung location ninyo.
Yeah.
If you are able to get that, as we see the Baofu compound
Yes.
here on our screen. So yeah, let's see which government agency will have that later on.
And this is a landmark decision, itong pagsentensya kay Alice Guo, because it is the country's first conviction under the expanded anti-trafficking laws provision on organizing and directing others to commit human trafficking. And this could be used sa iba pang POGO-related cases. And kung natatandaan nyo, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. already signed yung Anti-POGO Act of 2025 noong October. So we see these cases, kaya we got some positive statements from yung mga senators na ito, justice being served. It's good to be seeing this right now, kasi kahit na lumipas na yung ilang mga buwan, 'di ba? Hindi ibig sabihin tumitigil ang hustisya. So we're seeing this positivity na sana lumipat din sa flood control cases. Makita din natin yung hustisya in our lifetime, diba? Now, moving on, the Office of the Ombudsman will look into President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s possible involvement in the flood control kickback scheme. That is after resigned Congressman Zaldico accused the president of being a mastermind of a 100 billion peso insertion in the 2025 budget. However, Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla says Ko should come home to make a sworn statement. Until then, a formal investigation into the president would not materialize. The Republic Act 6770 states the ombudsman has the power to investigate any impeachable official, but could only press charges towards a president after its term.
Now, still on something on Malacanang, Malacanang says it will not oppose the anti-political dynasty bill proposed in Congress. The Palace Press Officer Claire Castro says that the President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will follow the bill should it be passed. This comes following the recent statements of Senator Amy Marcos against the First Family. Castro says that while PBBM is dismayed at his sister's words, he hasn't made any negative comments about her. Amid the drama, Akbayan Party List Representative Chel Jokno has high hopes that the time is right for the anti-political dynasty law.
Ito na siguro yung pagkakataon na may sasabatas na natin ito at talagang naririnig natin ang sigaw ng bayan na magkaroon ng pananagutan. Itong anti-dynasty bill ay maganda at malaking hakbang patungo doon.
Now over to sports. FIFA has announced that the 2026 World Cup playoff tournament will be held in Mexico's Guadalajara and Monterrey. Scheduled for March next year, 6 nations from 5 confederations will fight for the last 2 places at the first ever 48-team World Cup in July. The first 2 games will feature New Caledonia versus Jamaica and Bolivia against Suriname.
Here's our first cup of tea this morning. A strong push against AI-generated music is brewing on X. This comes after All Charts PH reported that an AI artist that covers Filipino songs debuted on the Spotify PH Top Artists chart last week. In response, OPM artist Maki wrote, and I quote, "I already told you, but you keep on using OPM AI-generated songs on the Clock app." Maki, known for hit song Dilao, is one of the freshest acts in what many would consider a remarkable era in OPM. In a separate post, an online user criticized a certain paint manufacturer's choice to create its own virtual P-pop group. The user wrote, and I quote, "If they wanted a P-pop artist na may correlation sa mga kulay, Maki is literally there." The concept of virtual performers is first notably introduced by virtual band Gorillaz in 1999 and more recently by K-pop virtual band aespa. However, their songs are performed by their human members and are only represented by avatars. That discussion on AI will never end until, governments from different countries will come up with something, with a new law that will really be able to protect creatives, musicians, voice actors, TV talents, TV personalities, everyone. Kasi nakikita natin yung threat eh. But we must admit na meron ding tulong yung new technology when it comes, let's say, to music. Mas madali nating ma-spread yung mga new songs, di ba, with new technology. But for AI to replace the actual talents, kasi we are seeing now AI artists na sila na talaga yung kumakanta. There's no human factor to it, kumbaga.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest distinction. If AI is being used as a tool, because there are artists who actually use whatever AI tools in song editing and even using vocals from AI. It has happened, but of course a human input is there. I think the biggest issue in general, especially with what happened with Spotify, is that there is a purely AI artist that covers Filipino works. Again, you can still argue one way or the other here because
yun pa, covering.
Because
diba?
It's a cover.
May may certain legalities when it comes to covering music.
But because it's on Spotify, then you're assuming it's legal.
I'm not sure. I'm not,
Right? I mean, like,
you have
you gotta
to ask a lawyer
I think
about
yung
this
assumption,
matter.
at least yung assumption would be that it's legal
Kasi parang
because
it's
on
easy now,
Spotify.
It's easy now to upload on Spotify.
Yung mga
So,
podcast.
yes, but in general, actually, it's easy to upload on Spotify. That's why some musicians hindi na nagre-record label kasi they can promote themselves dahil nga madali na mag-upload sa Spotify. So, regarding the legalities on covering music, I think mas maganda siguro we have a lawyer to talk about that, di ba?
And then who do you sue? But yeah, there's a lot to discuss when it comes to that. But at the same time, you know, you mentioned gorillas, I'd also mentioned Daft Punk at one time. That felt like it, even though it's like AI, really more robotic sounds. But yes, I mean, like an ESPA in particular. So there's going to be more and more discussions when it comes to AI and how it impacts our creatives, especially because it's also a tool.
It
Like,
is.
You can't say that it's not.
It
Yeah.
is a tool to assist you to make music, but not really to replace your role in the industry. Now, moving on to our next cup of tea, Pixar just released the full trailer for Hoppers. The beloved studio's new film features an animal lover who hops her brain into a robotic beaver to directly communicate with the animal kingdom. Starring Piper Curda from Matlock as Mabel, the animal lover, and joined by a star-studded cast including Saturday Night Live's Bobby Moynihan, John Hamm from Mad Men, and Hollywood legend Meryl Streep. The film hops into theaters March of next year. I'm looking at the trailer. There you go. A beaver!
I have never wanted to be a beaver.
Dapat
But-
kunin na lang maggawa ng song for that movie si Justin Bieber, ha? Beaver for Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber should actually voice the beaver. And let's hop on to what's happening next on the show.
I apologize to all our viewers. Kasi she
Natawa
doubled
kaya
down.
sila nun.
Dumoble siya sa joke niya eh.
Natawa kaya sila doon.
Up next! We talked to Pharmacist Lorenzo Javier about antimicrobial awareness on health matters. Don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. Now, this World Antimicrobial Awareness Month, we speak with a pharmacist about the growing threat of drug-resistant infections, an issue many experts are now describing as a silent pandemic. Now, how can we use antibiotics responsibly and protect their effectiveness for the future? We talked to Department of Health Pharmaceutical Access Specialist Lorenzo Javier on Health Matters. Mr. Lorenzo Javier, welcome to the show. It's a beautiful day.
Hi, good morning to you and to you, Anne, and to our viewers as well. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much for
being
coming.
here.
So, okay, let's start off first with antimicrobial resistance. Kasi maraming tao out there, I'm sure, is curious to wonder, bakit ba kailangan ng awareness month yung antimicrobial awareness? So, ano nga ba ang masasabi nating proper description ng antimicrobial resistance?
Okay, so in a simpler term, no, antimicrobial resistance, or we can just make an acronym AMR.
Okay.
It basically means that germs like bacteria, they stop responding to the medicines we use to treat them.
Okay.
No, and then what happens is Because the bacteria are actually smart, no?
Yeah.
They are developing resistance to the drugs that we're using. What happens is it is more hard to treat infections, and treatment becomes more expensive. No? On a public health perspective, it will put everyone at risk because bacteria can pass on from one person to another, no? So we want to be able to ensure that our antibiotics are still working as they used to, no, without getting resistance from any bacteria. Yes.
Now that we're talking about bacteria, being resistant to medication, to antibiotics, how does that happen ba? Paano sila nagiging resistant to certain medication?
Okay, no. We have this term called misuse and overuse.
Okay.
No? When we say misuse, this will refer to individuals taking antibiotics that they do not need. No? For example, they buy a certain antibiotic in the pharmacy because they believe that it is the right choice of treatment for whatever disease or sakit they have, no? Without proper healthcare professional consultation, no? So that is very important, no, to prevent misuse of antibiotics. We should be more aware that these drugs are life-saving drugs, actually.
Yeah.
And that we should only use them when necessary,
Right.
and with the advice of a doctor.
Well, you know what, Sir Lorenzo, diba minsan, I think, masasabi naman natin that may konting abuso yung mga, kapag may reseta ka, ilang beses ka kumukuha, or at least are trying to get more of yung a certain antibiotic para may stock sila or in the future. Gaano ka importante that we actually fight off against yung self-medication. If it worked in the past, it doesn't necessarily mean na pareho lang yung treatment moving forward just in case a certain sickness or illness happens.
Yeah, and also we have to remember that hindi pare-pareho ang antibiotics. May certain types yan na pag ganito yung sakit mo, ito ang antibiotics para dyan. And there's also a difference minsan viral infection in antibiotics which hindi gagana,
Yes,
di ba?
yes.
Okay.
Tama po, no? And we should also remember that ang sakit ng isang tao may not be the same as what you have.
Yeah.
No? So hindi po kailangang we actually discourage na makinig lang po sa mga kapitbahay natin, sa ating friends na
Or
na
mag-Google.
Yes.
Lalo na yun.
Yeah, mag-Google ng antibiotic. Okay.
na kung yung gamot na gumana sa kanila, yun din yung i-advise sa'yo. The best way to go is to seek professional consultation, no, from a doctor or a pharmacist. Get a prescription from your physician, then go to your pharmacy and the pharmacist will help you.
As a pharmacist, paano ba nyo natutulungan yung consumers na to tell the difference if yung sakit nila kailangan ng antibiotics o hindi kailangan ng antibiotics?
First of all po, no, the role of the pharmacist hindi po kasama doon yung pagda-diagnose.
Okay, yeah.
Ang sa amin po would be more on the dispensing side.
Okay.
Okay. So we leave the role of diagnosing to the physician.
Okay.
Then once there's a diagnosis, then the patient can come in to the pharmacy.
Yeah.
And we can help them navigate the treatment plan, no? So yun po.
Okay, so we have to specify na napaka-importante yung topic na to because dito sa Pilipinas, we are actually affected by, well, deaths, or rather, 15,700 deaths back in 2019 that are directly linked to AMR. When we talk about how AMR can actually cause death, how does that actually happen? Ano yung mga impact that are being considered when we relate a death to AMR?
Okay, no. first po, no, aside from death, no.
Yeah.
First po is that treatment will be harder, and then treatment will get more expensive. So
Okay.
there is a financial risk protection aspect there, no. So kapag kasi nagkaroon ng resistance sa certain kind of antibiotic, so we will use the next higher level of antibiotic na, which would be more expensive for the patient.
Of course.
No? So yun, yung mga ganong circumstances.
I read that researchers at UP, they developed AI models that can predict antimicrobial resistance in E. coli. Gaano ka importante yung ganitong klaseng technological advancement or innovation for fighting AMR?
On the extreme side po kasi, no, kasi kapag nagkaroon tayo ng resistance, yung mga bacteria nagkaroon ng resistance to many kinds of antibiotics, eventually we will run out of treatment options.
Okay.
So the research of UP is very much welcome, no, and will be very much helpful in research and development for us to discover more drugs that are capable of fighting off resistant bacteria.
When we talk about yung practical concerns, because right now, syempre ginagamit natin yung technology to be able to identify AMR better, and of course to be able to ensure na we are able to address that situation earlier. And sa palagay mo ba, may mga ethical dilemma ba paggamit ng AI or technology in actually using it to identify yung AMR in certain patients?
At this point po, wala pa po tayong definite answer for that, no. But in all kinds of technology naman, there is a risk, no, and that proper use should be observed.
And of course, syempre, since we're still talking about using technology and of course the support that people need, both in the medical profession and pharmacists and doctors, to be able to fight against AMR, how can government, how can healthcare centers take a more proactive role in ensuring that AMR doesn't become a big of a problem? Again, 15,700 deaths is not a small number. That's back in 2019. So how can we get that number down?
Okay, currently the Department of Health has a program called the Antimicrobial Stewardship Program. In this program, we train our healthcare professionals, our team at the health facilities to better manage the use of antimicrobials. So we teach about proper handling, what are the best practices to provide treatment to patients when it comes to antibiotics, so that we can standardize and minimize the risk of having antimicrobial resistance.
Do you feel that we need to have like stricter policies or regulations when it comes to purchasing antimicrobials or antibiotics sa mga pharmacies? Kasi like what Paolo mentioned a while ago, minsan nagsa-stock up. So bibili more than what is on the reseta, 'di ba? And we have to admit, may mga drugstores or pharmacies na pumapayag to go beyond what is written on their prescription, 'di ba? So do you feel na parang dapat mas mahigpit tayo when it comes to matters like that?
Definitely, no. Kasi under the law, there is a law called the Pharmacy Act. It states there that all prescription drugs that are classified by the FDA, when bought, a patient should be able to present a valid prescription from a doctor, no. So ang kailangan po, ang ating mga botika po ay dapat po sumusunod po dito, kasi po ito po ay nasa batas po ng Pharmacy Act, no. Pwede po silang mapatawan ng fines ng ating Food and Drug Administration, and more than the fines, these are health outcomes kasi.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly. It affects lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's more than an obligation to what the law says. It's more of a professional obligation also. But I don't think at this point that there needs to be stricter regulation. What is I think is more important is stricter enforcement.
Enforcement
Yes.
and implementation of
Yes.
what is already existing sa laws natin,
Yeah.
right?
And we call this a silent pandemic because it has been affecting a lot of people more and more. At siguro we haven't really talked about it as much, but it is affecting more and more people, and of course making healthcare a bit more expensive here. Pero Lorenzo, we have to wrap things up in just a bit, but we always do so in a lighthearted way. Kahit mabigat yung usapan natin dito,
Oo nga eh.
we try to make sure that we end on a positive note here. All right, Anne, take it away.
Yes, our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful?
What makes my day beautiful is I get to wake up every day, go to work, do my job, and help people get the health service that they deserve.
I love that. The health service that they deserve. Napaka-importante yun. Lorenzo, thank you so much for joining us. He's Lorenzo Javier, a pharmacist, and of course, our source of all these insights here today. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we actually have some news just coming in. This just in, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. breaks his silence about the recent developments into the flood control scandal. President Marcos said the ICI and DPWH are turning over all their gathered information to the Office of the Ombudsman for investigation. He said this is in relation with former Congressman Zaldico and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez.
Pag nakita lahat ng ebidensya, baka mag-file ng kaso ng blunder o anti-graft o indirect bribery. Malakas naman ang loob natin na yung ombudsman, ang ginagawa lamang ay sumusunod sa ebidensya. At kung saan tayo dinadala ng ebidensya, doon pupunta ang ating investigasyon.
Well, you know what? A lot of people were asking rather about President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s reaction to allegations from Representative Zaldico.
Yes.
And this coming in is that breaking of the silence.
Yes.
And so we're going to find out what this leads to. He did mention his confidence that the Office of the Ombudsman will follow evidence-based lead an evidence-based investigation rather, and express his confidence that it would result in his favor.
And also, if you remember yung mga dating sinabi ni Yusek Claire Castro na the President is open kung kailangan siyang imbestigahan also, he is open to that. So, this public address is yung pinakahihintay natin. Even during the INC rallies when we were speaking with political analysts on the program, they were all saying na President Marcos needs to address this issue, lalo na yung kay Zaldico na allegations, and he needs to make a public address, and here we are with these statements.
And he is handing over the information to both the ICI and the DPWH.
Yes.
Again, this is information on Co and of course Representative Romualdez. So very interesting development here. And of course, what information will be given, I believe will be revealed in the next few days or even maybe next few hours. So make sure that you stay tuned to BNC all throughout the day for that. Now, right after the break, we'll talk to Mr. Conrado Vargas, Executive Director of the Save Sierra Madre Network Alliance Incorporated, to talk about the continuing fight to protect our forests and why the Sierra Madre remains our strongest shield against disasters.
Plus, we got our horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Well, welcome back. It's a watching beautiful day. This is Weather HQ. Now, every typhoon season, the Sierra Madre becomes a talk of the town, often praised as Luzon's natural fortress and the mountain that shields us from storms. But beyond the headlines and hashtags, what exactly makes this mountain range so important? Now, to understand more on why saving the Sierra Madre is not just about storm protection, but about safeguarding biodiversity, culture, livelihoods, and our future on this planet, we're joined via Zoom by Mr. Conrado Vargas, Executive Director of the Save Sierra Madre Network Alliance Incorporated, or SSMNAI. Magandang umaga and beautiful day, Mr. Vargas. Thank you for joining us here on the show.
Magandang umaga rin po at beautiful morning sa inyo pong lahat at sa inyo pong mga tagapakinig.
Alright, Mr. Vargas, simulan muna natin with the Sierra Madre and the myths and of course why it's so important in general. Kapag pinag-uusapan natin Sierra Madre, normally, kadalasan, pinag-uusapan lang to kapag typhoon season. But why is it so important to the Philippines even outside of typhoon season, even when it's not on the news?
Yes po. Nakakalungkot nga po dahil minsan ay nakikita lang yung importansya at ang kapakinabangan ng Sierra Madre Mountain pagka po may padating na malalakas na bagyo. Ito, kararaan lang po yung super typhoons, 2. Pero importante po kasi ang Sierra Madre dahil ito po ay tinatawag ding key biodiversity area. Na kung saan ay marami pong mga iba't ibang mga flora and fauna na matatagpuan po dyan na hindi matatagpuan sa ibang lugar. At saka po, ang buong Sierra Madre po, mula po sa pinakataas niya, yung sa Cagayan Valley hanggang sa Quezon, Quezon Province, ay ang dami po dyan na tinatawag nating, nakapagbibigay ng tinatawag nating ecological services. Particularly, napakarami po na river systems na siya pong naggagaranti ng regular na tubig para po hindi lang sa domestic use, kundi sa mga atin pong mga sakahan. Marami din po dyan ang tinatawag natin at kinikilala na tahanan ng tinatawag nating mga kapatid na katutubo. At importante po para sa kanila ang Sierra Madre na kung saan ay nakapaloob po yung tinatawag nilang lupaing ninuno dahil ito kinikilala nila bilang isang tinatawag po nila ay hospital. Kasi nandiyan po yung mga halamang gamot na pinagkukunan natin ng panglunas sa mga karamdaman na itinuro pa ng ating mga ninuno. Kinikilala rin po ng ating mga upland dwellers na ang Sierra Madre ay pinakang palengke. Kasi yan po ang kuhanan ng mga pagkain. Nandiyan po ang mayayamang katubigan na kung saan ay pinagkukunan ng napakaraming pagkain at pangulam ng mga tao. Ang iba't iba pa rin po na tinatawag nating mga forest products at saka yung mga nakatanim po diyang mga halaman na pinagkukunan ng mga pagkain ng mga upland farmers, upland dwellers, upland communities, napaka-importante po sa kanila. Ito po ay isang palengke.
Mr. Vargas, i-address rin po natin yung mga myths or dahil sa nakaraan super typhoon, maraming naglabas ng mga statements tukol sa anong talagang ginagawa ng Sierra Madre kapag may mga typhoon in terms of yung breaking mga storm. Base po sa siyensya, what can you say is yung effect ng mountain range na ito when it comes to yung mga bagyo?
Okay po. Naintindihan po natin at alam po natin sa science na yun pong malalakas na bagyo, kahit malihinang bagyo na nangyayari po at nagaganap na bubuo sa Pacific Ocean, ang buong stretch po ng Sierra Madre ay para po siyang isang backbone. Nasa buong Luzon po siya at backbone po ang tawag sa kanya. At yung mga bagyo, masasamang panahon na dumadating at nabubuo sa Pacific Ocean, bago po yan maglandfall at bago yan pumunta sa iba't ibang mga communities, siya po ang humaharang at humahadlang. At napaka-importante po nito dahil sa lawak po ng bundok na ito, ang tinatawag po nating kapakinabangan ng Sierra Madre ay dahil sa lawak, hindi lang po sa lawak, kundi yung taas po niya. tapos yung pong mga halaman, mga puno na tinatawag natin diyang mga virgin forest, yan po ang sumasalo sa malalakas na hangin, sumasalo sa malalakas na ulan para mawala po ang landslide, para hindi po tayo magkaroon ng mga soil erosion at ang mga pagbaha kasi sinisipsip ng mga puno ang tubig na nanggagaling sa malalakas na ulan. So parehas po ang hangin at ang tubig na siyang dala po ng bagyo ay nakokontrol at namimitigate po ng ating tinatawag na pinaka-importanting backbone of Luzon na Sierra Madre.
Yes, and of course, we have to emphasize rin po that base sa mga iba't ibang studies, Sierra Madre, while it does protect from yung wind exposure in particular, there are also some scenarios kung saan humahaba yung tag-ulan in certain areas because of the certain configuration of certain typhoons. But apart from that po, apart from typhoon protection, when we talk about yung ecological services that Sierra Madre provides, what else do we have to emphasize that Sierra Madre does for yung mga communities in and around the Sierra Madre region? Because we also have to consider yung carbon absorption niya, yung water regulation, and of course yung supporting of biodiversity.
Yes po. In terms of biodiversity, importante po kasi, for example, yung ating napakahalaga at kinikilala at yung Philippine Eagle, almost napakalawak pong hektarya ang kailangan niya para siya mabuhay. So importante po yan dahil isa biodiversity po ang pinag-uusapan natin. Gayon din po, kung pag-uusapan natin halimbawa ay yung mga sinasabi nating ecological services, maliban po sa flora and fauna na sabi po natin ay pristine ang lugar na yan, ay nagbibigay po ito ng malakas na pagkakataon para yung pong absorption po ng tinatawag nating emission ng masamang usok o yung nalalanghap natin at pinoproduce ng tinatawag po nating mga carbon dioxide, napoproduce ng carbon dioxide because of yung so much vast of trees there, ay yun pong inilalabas niyang oxygen ang humihigop po ng tinatawag nating carbon dioxide.
Yes, sir.
Pangalawa po, importante rin yung sinasabi nating pagbibigay ng tubig, sinasabi po natin, at yung malinis na hangin na ibinibigay nito para sa atin. Gayon din yung pag-regulate po ng climate. Kasi sa pamagitan po nito, yung sobrang init ay nakokontrol po dahil sa mga puno at sa lamig po ng lugar na yan.
Sir, let's go look at a specific part of the Sierra Madre mountain range, yung Northern Sierra Madre Natural Park. I believe nasa UNESCO tentative list po. And of course, one of the things that is highlighted about this particular park, yung Northern Sierra Madre Natural Park, is yung biodiversity po niya. When we look at what makes it unique and worth protecting, what makes the Northern Sierra Madre Natural Park a good candidate to be in the UNESCO tentative list?
Yes, because dahil po doon sa tinatawag nating ang lawak po niyang isinusupply na nagsusupply po siya ng water sa usapin po ng Cagayan Valley, tapos yung pong iba't ibang mga ilog. Particular po, ang sinasabi po kasi dyan, there are at least 13 watersheds na nagpo-protect po para yung ma-maintain po yung health ng tinatawag po nating river system.
Yes.
Para makapag-supply ng napakaraming tubig, lalo particular po doon sa ating rice granary sa Nueva Ecija, sa Bulacan, etc. ay importante po yun kasi nandyan po yung tinatawag nating malalaking river system na nagsusupport po para sa usapin po ng agricultural needs at pag-develop po nito because of the water supply that this Northern Sierra Madre gives to to our people and to our farmers particularly po.
Mr. Vargas, of course, we have so much to talk about, especially when it comes to, we haven't even touched yung mga indigenous people, yung mga indigenous communities, particularly the Dumagat Remontado. But of course, we have to talk about yung challenges of trying to ensure that Sierra Madre remains pristine, that it remains protected. Ano nga po ba yung mga biggest dangers that are affecting Sierra Madre that we have to be wary of especially during this time kung saan climate change has been affecting the country with more and more extreme weather conditions, weather occurrences happening in the country year on year?
There are a lot of occasions and investigations, result of the investigations na may existing pa po tayong mga lagging. Meron po na tinatawag nating mining. Ang laki po, particular kung nakita po ninyo yung sa Dinapigi, grabe po yung naging pagkakalbo ng kabundukan, pagpatag ng mga slope diyan, tapos yung pagkasira po ng tinatawag nating mga virgin forest, ay importante po yun na dapat sana hindi nangyari dahil yan po ang nagiging sanhi kung bakit yung sinabi po yung challenges of the Sierra Madre at nagiging maano po na po siya yung dahil sa mga iba't ibang mga development aggressions na inilalagay dyan, hindi lang po logging. Nandiyan po yung pagtatayo ng iba't ibang mga sinasabi ng ating mga experts and government agencies na for development. Halimbawa po yung mga wind farm. Pero sisiraan po niyan ang mga bundok, sisiraan po niyan ang mga puno, sisiraan niya yung landscape po niya. Gayon din po yung paglalagay po ng yung pagkakwari. Grabe po yung kinukuhang mga iba't ibang mga minerals natin, maliban po dun sa mining, yung quarrying din po, napakalaki ng epekto nito. At yan po yung tinatawag nating malaking challenge po para sa atin. Gayon din, ang hinaharap po namin ngayon ay yung pagtatayo ng mga dams, particularly yung Kaliwa Dam, na ngayon ay pinupurso ng ating pamahalaan at magsisira po, tandaan po natin, ito'y magsisira ng 291 hectares of watershed. Kaya importante po para sa amin ito na yung mga sinasabing in the name of development pero makakasira po ng ating kalikasan ay hindi po talaga development ang kakahinatnan. Kaya yan po yung big challenges na nararanasan po ng Sierra Madre at the moment.
Mr. Vargas, before we let you go, where can people go and support yung organization po ninyo and of course try and have stronger efforts to save Sierra Madre?
Yes po, marami po tayong nilulunsad, particularly in partnership with different organizations para po doon sa tinatawag nating tree growing. Maraming nagpa-participate para ito po ay talagang manumbalik doon sa kanyang pagiging dating virgin forest. Pero gayon din po ay importante po yung tinatawag nating coordination with the government, particularly with DNR. Dapat sila po yung magbibigay ng mahigpit na regulation. Paano po? Kasi po yung karamihan po dyan sa ating Sierra Madre ay protected areas. At may sa protected areas po, may dalawa po tayong tinatawag na zones. Yung multiple use zone na po pwedeng gumamit pero regulated, gumamit ng iba't ibang mga activities para sa pag-unlad. Pero importante po yung isa, yung tinatawag na strict protection zone na kung saan dapat po talaga ay hindi ginagalaw. Pero ang mahalaga po ay dapat ang ating lokal na pamahalaan ng iba't ibang mga bayan na nakakasakop ng Sierra Madre, ang government agencies ay magtulong-tulong para po proteksyonan, palaguin at ma-rehabilitate po ang ating kabundukan diyan, ang mga puno at kabundukan, mga ilog diyan po sa Sierra Madre.
He is the Executive Director of the Save Sierra Madre Network Alliance Incorporated, Mr. Conrado Vargas. Maraming salamat po. Thank you for joining us this morning and hopefully we can get more updates on Sierra Madre soon.
Yes po. Thank you very much po for it.
That's it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you, Pao. Now it's time for us to find out what the stars have in store for us today. Let's hear it from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Masters ko. Ito po ang araw-araw na trending ngayong araw ng Happy Friday, November 21. Simulan natin sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat. Good day para mag-review ng savings at ng mga plan mo sa year-end expenses. Read at 6. O samantayang panahon na para pag-usapan ang long-term plans nyo mag-asawa o mag-couple. Gray at 9. Kay Tiger naman tayo babalik ang dating project na iniwan mo noon. Ngayon, mas ready ka na dito. Red at 8. Kay Rabbit naman tayo, maging alerto sa bagong guidelines sa opisina. May direct epekto ito sa posisyon mo. White at 4. Kay Drago naman tayo, kumain ng masustansya. Magtigil-tigil ka sa mga junk food na mga cravings mo. Silver at 5. Kay Snake naman tayo, baka kailangan mo ng massage o acupressure sa likod at balikat. Pink at 7. Kay Horse naman tayo, iwasan muna ang pagbili ng mga wants. Mag-focus tayo sa mga kailangan mga needs. Gold at 1. Kay Sheep naman tayo, iwasan ng stress eating. Maghanap ng mas healthy na outlet. White at 6. Kay Monkey naman tayo, kung may tampuhan, ikaw na ang unang kumilos para maayos ito. Orange at 5. Kay Rooster naman tayo, may padalang pera mula sa malayo. Gamitin ito ng maayos. Brown at 9. Kay Dog naman tayo, maging maingat sa pagkain sa labas. Iwas tayo sa food poisoning. Gray at 3. At kay Pig tayo, iwasan ang biglaang pagpapautang. Baka mahirapan kang magbayad. Blue at 2. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang dahil ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you as always, Master Hans Kua. So medyo about food yung ano niya today, horoscope
Yes,
for
sir.
today. Sa akin, wag daw ako magsa-stress eat. No
Yes.
stress eating. Sabi ko pa naman, later parang gusto ko mag-burger.
Oh, mag-burger ka. Hindi naman yan stressful eh. Doesn't have to be stressful.
Burger and fries.
It doesn't have to be stress eating if you do it in moderation.
Or
diba?
if I do it calmly.
There
If I eat
is-
calmly, then it's not stress eating.
There
Diba?
is no bad food, just food in excess. Diba? So when we say that, pero
Yeah.
syempre you still need the nutrients and you need a balanced meal. But of course, there is still, for me, a focus na kailangan on needs and not wants.
Oh, that was your horoscope?
Yeah, that was my
Focus on your needs.
Needs and not wants. So, I don't know. Maybe I have to curb down yung spending ko kasi malapit na rin yung Christmas eh, diba?
That's true. Kailangan mo na
Yeah.
mag-shopping for Christmas gifts.
Yes, so let's take a
Yung
look
sa
at
akin.
is anyone on social media?
Actually,
But as we
it's just
move on,
we're saying hi to... Mag-move on lang. Sinabi ko lang na regalo ko. Move on na agad.
Oo.
Grabe to. Chiquito, as always, counting the days till Christmas for us. We have our official countdown later. But thank you so much for doing that for us every day. And giving his opinion also on the news items that we were talking about
Of course.
earlier. Thank you, Chiquito. Thanks for joining us. We are on Facebook and on YouTube, BNCPHL. Go ahead and send us your messages. Comment sections are still open. So if you have questions for our guest, our last guest for today, go ahead and send it our way because up next, one note and you know her, the iconic voice behind Encantadia's signature chant. Our guest today is a legendary folk singer, an artist who has long championed socio-environmental advocacies through her songs. Talented Filipina icon Bayang Barrios is joining us when Beautiful Day returns after a short break. Hi there, welcome back to Beautiful Day. You know our guest today as the iconic voice behind the Encantadia theme song.
Yes, sir.
For over 37 years in the industry, she has embraced Filipino culture and identity through music. Her voice is a national treasure, a testament to Filipino talent and unwavering authenticity. She's Manobo, she's a diva, she's our katutubong diva. Let's give it up for the legendary Bayang Barrios right here on Day Mix. Welcome to the show, Miss Bayang Barrios. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
morning. Miss Bayang, you were born in Bunawan, Agusan del Sur. You're of Manobo origin. Can you describe yung Manobo culture for us and, growing up in Bunawan and how that shaped yung music mo, yung language mo?
Yes, isang Manobo na galing sa Agusan del Sur, sa Bunawan. Nung bata pa ako, matagal na yon. Sobrang.
Parang not too long ago naman po.
Kasi nag-iiba na yung ngayon, may social media na. So, nung time na yon,
Iba
wala
na yung
pang
panahon.
Yes, walang TV, radio, monitor lang, yung maliit transistor.
Yeah.
Yun lang yung ginagamit namin, naririnig namin sa kapitbahay. Bilang isang Manobo, na-experience ko pa rin yung merong mga rituals at lalo na pag may mga good harvest. Tapos yun, kami, may gathering, yung mga elders para mag-alay ng magandang blessings na nangyari sa community. Tapos, siyempre, katagalan, marami nang dumarating na mga kapwa, mga Filipinos na naging kaibigan, pero dahil nga sa nakikita nila na hindi pa rin naman nila alam kung ano yung kultura, nagsasabi sila na, ay naku, ano itong mga Manobo, ito mga aswang to, or yung mga ganun. Oo.
Okay.
Kasi nakikita nila na nag-iihaw ng baboy, nag-iihaw ng manok, minsan inaalay yung dugo, inaalay yung. So yun yung kultura na nakikita nila. Katagalan, parang iniiwasan ko na matawag na Manobo ako. Kasi para sa isang batang maliit pa lang na walang alam na ito pala ay discrimination.
Oo.
Parang ayoko nang matawag na gano'n. So, unti-unting sinabihan ko ang sarili ko at na ayokong maging ganyan dahil sinasabi nila mabaho ako or aswang ako, anak ko ng aswang. Ayun, katagalan. Tapos hanggang lumaki na at nakakatuwa nga kasi after that, nababalik ako doon sa kung ano yung meron kami naging kasama ni Joey Ayala nung naging college na ako sa Davao.
Yes.
Opo.
From Bunawan, napunta ako sa Davao. Tapos nabalik kay Joey na into this kind of music. Parang binabalik ako, unti-unti akong binabalik doon. So hanggang katagalan, niyayakap ko na kung ano yung pinanggalingan ko. At ngayon nga, ito na yung ginagamit kong tunog. Ito yung dahilan bakit meron akong ganitong, kung ano meron ako ngayon na musika.
Miss Bayang, napakaganda ng shift from avoiding yung roots nyo po to finally embracing it. At napaka-importante yung role ni Sir Joey Ayala when it comes to yung pag-embrace mo sa identity nyo po. Ano po sinabi niya sa'yo? What was the biggest moment na feel mo talaga, I should not hide from what I am?
Actually, pinapakilala niya ako during, yung ini-introduce niya ako, parang unti-unti kong nasasabi sa sarili, parang, oo nga no, bakit ko ito itinitatwa? Si Joey nga sinasabi niya, ito si Bayang galing sa Mindanao, galing din sa Manobo, at ang kanyang pangalan ay nanggaling sa ating pambansang awit, yung Lupang Hinirang, yung first word dahil nga ito yung parang tradisyon na ano. Tapos mas nakuha ko pa yung pag-yakap dahil yung mismong audience yung nagtatanong. Pag ginagawa ko yung nagsasayaw ako or ginagamit ko yung instrumento, nagtatanong sila, Bayang, ano ba yun? Anong pangalan nung ginagawa mo na yun? Ano ba yung kanta nyo, para saan ba yun? Like, nakanta kami ng Agila, may word doon na kasi ano siya yung agila unti-unti nang nawawala.
Opo.
So dahil nawawala na rin yung puno. Pero nung time na yon, ang lakas ng war between military and NPAs. So lalo na sa Davao. So yung interpretation nila dun sa song parang ganun. Sabi ko nagtanong ako kay Joey, ano ba ang agila? Ano ba ang kanta na ito? Sabi niya, yung agila natin, unti-unti nang nawawala. Nawawala na yung kabundukan, nawawala na yung kalikasan, nawawala na yung puno kung saan sila nakatira. So yun lang yung meaning talaga nun. So yun din, yung sinasabi ko sa mga nanonood. Isa, dalawa o tatlong lumalapit sa akin. Parang ang laking tulong nun para bumalik kung saan man nanggaling yung aking sa pagkabata. So yun, yung audience mismo.
Miss Bayang, ano nga sa musika mo, through your music, very vocal ka about your social and environmental issues na mention mo nga yan, especially those affecting yung indigenous communities. Ano yung mga real experiences ng Lumad community when it comes to yung militarization, land grabbing, killings, and other forms of violence?
Mas na-experience ko pa ang yung caught in between or yung mga katutubo at saka yung land grabbing. Kasi doon sa amin, nung bata pa ako, bibigyan ka lang ng sardinas or bibigyan ka lang ng dilata na galing sa
Opo.
parang malaking bagay na yun para sa mga lumad nung time na yun dahil i-exchange lang sa manok. O yan na, nakukuha na kaagad yung lupa ng mga katutubo.
Wow.
Yes, na dahil nga sa hindi pa na-educate. Pero ngayon ang dami ng mga kapwa lumad na nag-aaral, yung ngayon nga marami ng doktor, marami ng abogado, teachers. So unti-unti nang nagkakaroon ng pagbalik o ng pagkakilanlan sa mga katutubo. Kaya ang laki na ng pagbabago din. Marami pa rin lalo na yung discrimination. Meron pa rin yan. May mga communities pa rin na pumupunta yung lumad sa school at nadi-discriminate ng kapwa rin ng mga estudyante dahil nga hindi na-educate yung mga kabataan na merong ganitong klaseng Mismo ang mga parents yung magsasabi, huwag mo na lang sabihin na galing ka sa Manobo or galing ka sa Lumad community para hindi ka naman. Kasi huminto sila sa pag-aaral dahil nga doon. Parang bullying ang nangyayari.
May discrimination po talaga.
Yes, meron kasi like nung isang araw nagsasalita ako doon sa Pampanga sa mga estudyante, sa mga Gen Z, wala na silang alam na may mga katutubo na nandito sa Pilipinas. Ganun ka sabi ko, di ba meron yan sa school, nilalagay nasa history book. Meron pa bang history ngayon na nagkakaroon nandoon din ang mga kwento ng mga lumad. Hindi na nila alam.
Grabe mga Gen Z, no, Miss Bayang? Pero Miss Bayang...
Ikaw ba yun, Paolo? Ikaw ba yun?
hindi po. Mukha lang Gen Z, pero hindi po ako Gen Z. Pero, Ma'am Bayang, when we talk about yung gano'ng ka-importante, gano'ng kahalaga na yung pride of being katutubo, Manobo, Lumad, especially for the younger generation ng mga katutubo po, they're actually proud of it. They're actually being able to express who they are. Nasabi mo po kanina, mismo yung mga magulang are actually telling their kids, don't show that you're na indigenous ka. Anong mensahe niyo po to those who went through the same thing you did po, and you felt that you had to hide yung pagiging Manobo nyo po, but then eventually found strength in that instead. Anong mensahe niyo po?
Ang laki nga ng yung ginagawa ko na to, ang laki ng impact sa kanila. Lalo na sa mga community, yung mga bata. Pag nai-invite ako sa communities, nagtatanong sila, paano ka ba naging nakilala sa national? Ang sabi ko sa kanila, kasi para sa kanila, ikaw po ang aming inspiration. Hindi ko alam na ganun yung impact sa kanila. Sabi ko, ako yung nawawala kasi nandun ako sa national. Nandun ako sa Manila. Ang layo ko sa community. Ang layo ko kung ano yung, meron pa ang kultura, meron kami. Kayo ang nandito. Kayo yung napakaswerte. So, sabi ko sa kanila, yung ating lengguwahe, wag nating kalimutan. Yung ating kultura, wag nating kalimutan. Kasi ito yung ating ID para magkaroon tayo at makilala tayo ng community, ng ating lipunan, ng Pilipinas, sabi ko sa kanila. Kaya, patuloy lang tayong gumawa at huwag nating kalimutan kung ano ang pinanggalingan natin. Lagi ko yung sinasabi. Kasi ako, na-experience ko na yon at bumabalik ako through music. Ito na lang, parang sa akin, ito yung nagagawa ko. Kahit papano, kahit nawala ako, maibabalik ko man lang sa ganitong paraan.
Miss
Opo.
Miss Bayang, you mentioned it a while ago and we have to jump in dahil mention mo nga na national na yung reach nyo po. And very mainstream. In fact, we have to talk about tadhana, to be honest.
Yes.
Because marami magalit kung if we don't talk about tadhana, especially the fact na napaka-unique siya, Ann.
Yeah, it's the main theme of Encantadia or
Encantadia.
Encantadia, which is
Yes.
unique because it features just a single note chanted. Ano pong kwento behind that?
Ang kwento nito ay ano lang siya, yung parang yung kaibigan ko, inareglo, nilapitan ng GMA. At sabi niya, Bayang, meron kaming project na ganito. Sabi ko, sige, go tayo. Kasi chanting naman ay ordinary sa akin yun. Parang pupunta kayo sa communities, routine niya ng mga elders na kahit na may dumarating na bisita, nagcha-chant na yan, nandito na sila. Pero sa lengguwahe namin, kung ano yung lengguwahe ng community na yun. Nandito na sila, may dala silang mga regalo, yung parang ganon. So, pagdating ko doon sa studio, hindi ko pa alam kung ano yung project talaga, kung ano yung ano. Ang sabi ko lang, ano ba ang feel nung kanta? Ano ba ang dapat kong i-chant? Ano yung feeling? Ang sabi nung aking kaibigan, si Alan, sabi niya, Bayang ginahasa na kabundukan. Na nagagalit ang inang kalikasan na nawala na, namamatay na yung parang nangyayari sa yung nangyayari ngayon, lalo na sa Cebu, yung bumaha at winasak lahat kung ano yung meron ang sangkatauhan, yung mga tao. So ganun lang Bayang. So yun yung yung galit ni inang kalikasan, yun yung sinan ko. Huwa ganun. Lumabas lang siya ng kusa.
Ma'am, alam ko via Zoom lang to, pero ay nagka-goosebumps ako doon.
Ganda.
Miss Bay.
Galit siya. Kaya ganun yung lumabas.
Opo.
So, parang war.
War chant.
War chant siya. Pero sa akin yon, kasi hindi ko naman sinasabi na authentic na yon. Hindi na siya authentic. Pag pumunta ka na lang sa community, maririnig mo na lang yung pinaka-authentic yung mga elders na nagcha-chant. So meron na siyang sinasabi nyo kanina, pop na siya, yung naging pop na siya, pero hindi na siya talaga yung authentic na authentic. Hindi yan ang naririnig mo. Kasi pag sa community,
Grabe, tumatagos
Diba?
yung emotion through the Zoom call eh. Miss Bayang, ramdam na ramdam namin yung lahat ng emosyon niyan through your chanting. It's amazing.
Miss Bayang, of course, I wish we had more time to talk to
Oo
you
nga
because at the same time rin.
Sana next time dyan kami at yung full band talaga, yung the whole...
Oo,
Game
yes,
po.
please.
100%
Schedule
game.
natin yan, Miss
po.
Bayang.
But at the
Yes, so
moment
sure.
po, we're going to have to wrap things up and we do always do it in a unique way and I think may enjoy niyo po yung question na to. And take it away.
Yes, Miss Bayang, our show is called Beautiful Day. What makes your day beautiful?
What makes my day beautiful because I'm here para makakwento ng kung anong kwento ng mga katutubo na katulad ko.
Marami
Oh my
pong
gosh.
salamat.
Yeah.
Once again, the legendary Bayang Barrios. Thanks so much for your time, Miss Bayang. We can't wait to hear your voice live.
Live,
Here
dito.
sa BNC studio very, very
Opo.
soon. Thank you, Miss Bayang.
Maraming salamat at mabuhay po kayo.
Maraming salamat, Miss Bayang. And
Wow.
so excited.
Goosebumps.
So excited
Woo.
to have her here live. Maraming salamat po. Now, we are also counting down our beautiful days till Christmas and we are getting so close. Kaya labas na natin yung graphic to find out how many beautiful days we have. It is 34! 34 beautiful days to Christmas and we cannot wait to see what everyone's going to be spending on. Especially mga gifts nyo for Ann, ilagay nyo lang po from Paolo. Okay? Para hindi na ako gagastos. Kayo na lang. Alright, that's a wrap on our show this Friday,
Ang
November
daya.
21. Thank you so much for joining us. Ako po si Paolo del Rosario. Remember, keep it cool and take it easy.
And I'm Ann Asis-Carilo. Quick shout out to my beauty sponsors, Lift Clinic and Pino Beauty Lounge. And thank you, Our Home, for our fantastic set. Have a great day and a great weekend ahead. And always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever you go. See you again next week from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful day!